I needed to make some lumber for boards and battens to the wood frame house I built. We had some spruce trees on the property that I took down. I have cut the logs in the length I need for the building. In this case it's around 9 feet long. Since this log is tapered, the top end and the bottom end is different in diameter, about 2 inches on this log. I use a 1-inch thick board under the small end. That makes the center of the log ends up at the same height on both sides. I will leave a link in the description to a very good video that describes how and why you should use a tow board on tapered logs. If you want to support my channel, please hit the subscribe button. That will mean a lot to me and I will be very appreciated if you do. I set the blade height to 8 inches and then I control measure the distance from the blade to the log banks. If needed, I adjust the magnetic scale. I have windscreen fluid in the water tank, but since we are getting warmer and warmer days, I later just need regular water as the blade coolant in the tank. Those logs right now are frozen, so they are very easy to cut. When you are making lumber, you get a lot of waste in form of slabs. Those I later will cut up as firewood. On the way back, I don't lift up the blade. If you are careful and take it easy, you don't need to do that. The blade stays in the same height. After the first cut, I turn the log 90 degrees, and on the next cut I will not use the tow board. It is important to only use the tow board on one side of the cant. I don't have a cant hook, so I have to turn the logs by hand. In this case it's not a problem, but when I'm starting to cutting boards from the very bottom log, I believe I will have some struggle to turn it. But it's a good exercise and you stay warm. Here I make sure the log stop is not too high up for the next cut. I have hit the blade once in the log stop that's made of steel, and if you do that, you have to change the blade. I push the log against the log stop and lock it with the log dog or the clamping system. Woodland Mills have a very nice clamping system. It takes no time to clamp or unclamp the log. The lumber I will cut up from this log will be the lock panels with the dimension 1 inch by 2 inch. I try to make as less waste I can, so the first cut is just a thin slab. After my second cut, I'll turn the log 45 degrees for my third cut, and on this side I will use the tow board again. I lift up the log and place the 1 inch thick board under it once again. I make sure that the log stop is high enough to get a good support to the log, but not too high up for the cut I will make. I'm aiming to get a cant that will be around 5.5 inches by 6 inches that I later will cut in half, and from those two half pieces I will later make the final lumber. As you can see here, the sides is not clean, but I will make some 1-inch thick board with some wild edges from those sides, so that will not be a problem. So now it's time to finish this cant up, and that will be without the toe board. When you have cut 3 sides, you don't need to have the log stops up. You can just let the cant be pressed to the small stops on the log banks. So here I'm taking out the 1-inch thick board from the cant. I had some issues with the slacking log banks before, but after the adjustment I just checked to make sure that everything is okay. I have cut the final cant in 2 pieces, and I now start to cut the final lumber. My calculation was correct, so now I end up with a 2-inch thick piece that I will cut in half to get my finally 4 pieces of lumber. I did not hit the log clamp with the blade, even though it looks like I did. I just did not tie it up properly, so it loosens from the board. But as you can see, you can sew without the log clamp on, but it's not recommended to do so. I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe it can be a help for you if you are thinking to start making your own lumber. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.